We're here today at this wonderful house to look at a free-range egg farm, to make a cake with free-range eggs, and to taste the difference, because they do taste better. Why do I care about, well, compassion in world farming? It's because I absolutely believe, most strongly, the greatest belief I have is that all of us belong on the planet. One race, one type, one breed isn't more important than the other. And I'm not more important than this fine cockerel pecking away down here. The truth is, most people don't really know how eggs are produced. Because the egg itself is such a perfect piece of work, so beautiful, and the shell is always complete, they think it must come from a happy hen. What they don't know is that the hens are kept in the most miserable conditions. And it's really sad because practically everybody in our country, everybody watching this film has got a kind heart, loves animals. And yet if they knew how their eggs were produced, they'd have a heart attack. Chickens kept crammed together, where they can't crow like this or have dust baths or scratch or perch, where they have no sense of being alone to have their eggs, which every chicken wants to have its own little nest and its own space to have its own eggs. No places just to peck and look at grubs or insects. They're kept in a space the size of, well, a magazine, really. Nowhere to stretch their wings. Locked up like that. Artificial lighting so that they just keep on laying and laying. They're little egg-laying machines. I don't think that's the way things should be. It was very interesting talking to Keith as a professional chef, because he was the first, as all professional chefs are, to say you must use the finest ingredients, whatever you're cooking. And he says the finest ingredients, he wouldn't dream of cooking with anything other than free-range eggs. And not only that, he refuses to buy anything that hasn't got free range in it. And I think that as customers, we mustn't be too wet. We must say, in a shop, in a tea room, in a restaurant, if they've got custard, you say, "Excuse me, can I just ask you, waiter, was this custard made with free-range eggs?" If he says, "I don't know," you say, "Could you go to the kitchen and find out?" And if he comes back and says, mumble, 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 and can't assure you, just say, "I won't have the custard, thank you." It's really important. Let's start saying that. We can turn this around in a very short time.
Well, Compassionable Farming has been working with the supermarkets and the food industry for several years, trying to persuade them to stop selling battery eggs. And we decided, after all that lobbying, much of which was successful, that it would be nice to say, well done, pat on the back to those of you who have abandoned battery eggs and are selling free-range or free-range and barn eggs only in your shops. So consumers have this huge power, because at the end of the day, if we all ask for free range, the industry will change. It will change fast.
What we have to say to our supermarkets or to wherever we buy our eggs from, we want free range. Don't be afraid. Ask.